Eternal Strands has actually got some interesting ideas going for it, especially the interactive elemental system. The basic setup is you play as Bryn, a treasure hunter who's part of a group called Weavers, magic users who have been basically kicked out of society after some disasters happened decades ago. The game takes place in this abandoned magical hub called the Enclave that sealed itself off behind a magical wall after all these happenings. You and your group of companions are trying to figure out what went down there. That's a nice story setup, but what makes the game especially interesting is how they're approaching the magic and combat systems. So basically you've got this magical cloak that gives you 9 different spell combinations across 3 types of magic: fire, ice and telekinetic powers. But instead of just being flashy effects, they have built a whole physics system around it. So fire actually spreads through environments, ice genuinely affects temperature and can for instance prevent enemies from doing certain attacks, or even from moving at all, if placed correctly, like this dragon boss fight properly demonstrates. And you can use telekinesis to grab and throw stuff from the environment. It's possible to combine these powers with 3 different weapon types, with each magical weapon having its own special ability. The game works on a daily expedition system. That means you head out from your base camp to explore, fight and gather resources, and then return to upgrade your gear and chat with your companions. You can also upgrade the stations themselves to progressively unlock more stuff. While it's not fully open world, they are calling it open zone, with different biomes you unlock as you progress. Everything is climbable, like in Breath of the Wild, and you use your powers for creative traversal, since there don't seem to be any mounts or gliders. A big focus seems to be the 9 massive boss fights, inspired by Shadow of the Colossus. You will actually climb these huge creatures to take them down, but unlike Colossus, they are saying you can mostly beat them however you want, using combinations of your magic and weapons, rather than just hitting specific weak points. The game is about 25 hours long on average, but can be longer if you do all the side stuff. By the way, it's not heavy on story choices or multiple endings, but there are dialogue options that affect how your character develops. The game does have full voice acting, and it really is not bad at all.
We could expand our search of the Enclave. Who knows what we might find?
The potential for discovery is endless.
But I think adding some more expressions for the characters, since the portraits are mostly just static, could add more personality to them. Looking at it honestly, while a lot of the individual elements feel familiar, what makes it stand out to me at least is how they're integrating that physics-based elemental system into pretty much everything. They have already got post-launch content planned. They are working with Square Enix's creative studio to add new creatures, weapons and armor. And that sentence concludes today's video. If your time was respected, a like or comment is very much appreciated.